Ainsworth live in Lawrence, where a news conference about tonight's storms is just minutes away.
From the station that's working for you, you're watching Fox 4 News at 10.
Search and rescue teams worked through the debris at a Southwest Lawrence apartment complex, looking for any of the injured after a tornado tears through the neighborhood. That is First on Fox. Hi everyone, I'm Phil Witt. News anchor Carmen Ainsworth joins us live now from Southwest Lawrence, where the tornado hit.
Well, Phil, this is the first time a tornado has hit Lawrence in more than 20 years. A lot of longtime residents remember that incident. It happened just blocks away from where I am now at 31st and Iowa. Tonight's happened in Southwest Lawrence. The worst damage, we'll show some Skyfox video for you. The worst damage happened at the Aberdeen Apartments at Clinton and Wakarusa. This is on the southwest side of Lawrence, not too far away from where we are here. Lifted the roof off of the building here. There are apartments that are open. You can see that there's debris everywhere. It also ripped off roofs of some townhomes over there and blew out the side of a house. There are no reports of injuries, we can tell you, but they do have a search and rescue team still on the scene there. We also have one of our photographers, Dominic Swan, also talked to a number of people there, and we have that for you now.
I've heard it's close to here.
Am I crazy?
Looks like it's near that bad. I basically saw the funnel cloud coming down from the clouds basically just to my south, and within, I don't know, 30 seconds you could hear what everyone says is that freight train sound, but it wasn't real loud.
The cops are telling everybody to kind of leave.
My son and my wife was in the basement, and I was watching it, and all of a sudden I seen it hit the ground, and I seen the debris flying, and I yelled at that gentleman right over there, actually a college kid, and I said, hey, we got a basement. You don't, you know, so we ran the basement. By the time we got to the basement, we looked out the back windows, and there was insulation and everything flying. It was here and gone in 30 seconds.
Is it accounted for here? Do you live here?
Yeah, I'm
Okay, all right.
Well, I didn't really hear anything because I was more worried about getting inside and being safe.
Chasing tornadoes west of here, and then we end up chasing it all the way back and then realize it's gone through our apartment complex. And I really just hope that no one's hurt.
And I saw trash swirling around, so I knew the tornado was close.
I'm glad we survived. And the big piece of wood sticking through the bedroom wall that we were in, it's a little, it could have been.
The board stuck through the wall that the bedroom that we were in.
It looked like about 400, 500 yards wide, and got significantly smaller before it got to Lawrence, but apparently it was still big enough to do some damage. I've never seen anything quite like this before. I'm just glad it wasn't worse. It could have been a lot worse.
The rooms upstairs are just full of glass and insulation, and that's about all we have, really. It was pretty lucky.
I think everybody seems to have been okay.
I think.
We should also let you know that there is a news conference on tonight's storms. Authorities are planning on having that any minute. We have a news crew at the scene. We will let you know more about that as it happens. Now, the most significant damage was at 23rd and Wakarusa. That is where this news conference is. Again, we have a news crew at that scene. We also want to tell you that there is a shelter open for anyone who might have been displaced by this storm. That shelter is at the St. Lawrence Catholic Center. That is at 15th and Ingle Road. So anyone who was displaced by the storm, if you know someone who was displaced, there is some place for them to go. Now, Phil, back to you.
Actually, Carmen, we're going to take a quick. Tornado did touch down there, caused a lot of damage in Southwest Lawrence. News anchor Carmen Ainsworth is there now live to bring us up to date.
Well, Phil, if you lived here 20 years ago, I lived here 20 years ago, you remember the last tornado that hit Lawrence. It hit Lawrence at 31st and Iowa in South Lawrence. Today's tornado hit very close in Southwest Lawrence. The worst damage was at the Aberdeen Apartments at Clinton and Wakarusa. Now, those apartments, if you look at our Skyfox video, you can see that there were roofs that were just torn off of the apartment complex. You can see that there are some emergency vehicles there. Also, there was a woman there that we talked to. She lived in those apartments, and we're going to hear from her now.
Part of the roof is mostly shingles gone, but roof and garage and yeah, we have shingles in our apartment. We have nails and glass. So.
Well, the people here are very fortunate. So far, there have been no reports of injuries that we know of. Search and rescue teams are still on the scene of that apartment complex, however, because the scene is so devastated. They need to look through and make sure that there is nobody trapped inside of the rubble. Now, we do also have a place where people can go. There is a shelter open for people who have been displaced by this tornado. That shelter is at the St. Lawrence Catholic Student Center. It's at 15th and Ingle Road. So if you know of somebody who is in this storm, if you just happen to be watching and see somebody, or somebody calls you and tells you that they're okay, tell them that there is help available at, once again, that is at the St. Lawrence Catholic Student Center at 15th and Ingle Road. Carmen Ainsworth of Fox 4 News in Lawrence, Kansas.
Is there to bring us up to date with some new information from the area of 23rd and Wakarusa.
That's right, the worst damage was at 23rd and Wakarusa. At Clinton and Wakarusa, there was some pretty bad damage as well. The Aberdeen apartments suffered some serious damage. Some of the roof was torn off of this apartment complex. As you guys just mentioned, no injuries. Absolutely amazing when you look at the video. Search and rescue teams, however, are still on the scene. They are looking for anyone who might be trapped, anyone who might be injured. And also residents down there say that the sirens did sound, that they had fair warning, which probably contributed to the no injury situation. We also want to let you know that there is a place where people can go who have been displaced by this. There is a shelter open at 15th and Ingle Road here in Lawrence. And also we want to let you know that there are 2 school closings that are related to this tornado, 2 schools that were damaged by the tornado. Sunflower Elementary will be closed tomorrow, as well as Southwest Junior High School, which are both also in the Southwest area. I'm Carmen Ainsworth reporting live in Lawrence, Kansas.
Mike and the crew will be here to track any more severe weather. It's all moving out of our area now to the northeast and the east, so the all clear should come pretty soon.
Yeah, we'll keep forewarned up. I think, what's that, Joe? 103-mile-an-hour wind gusts just reported in Whiteman Air Force.
Okay, and of course,
yeah.
Tune to Fox 4 News in the morning at 5 o'clock, and we'll have all the overnight damage news for you.